Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here, your source for gaming tech, emulation, and open source news. Let's get started. Alright, to kick things off, we're talking about PlayStation 1 emulation with Duckstation, and Duckstation just got a brand new update. Now, Duckstation is on a rolling release schedule. It gets updated quite a bit, and the latest update here has a whole bunch of fixes and a whole bunch of tweaks to the UI. Additionally here, it seems there's been some optimizations and accuracy improvements, and in my opinion, Duckstation is one of the best, if not the best, PlayStation 1 emulator out there. And speaking about open source stuff, next up here we're talking about something that I find very interesting, I think was a big oops from Nintendo, and I think has since been fixed. And this is more of just a friendly heads up. So Nintendo Today is a relatively new app released by Nintendo for iOS and Android. And the iOS version is, well, it has been patched. So over on Twitter, Oatmeal Dome says version 1.0.2 was released on iOS and Android. This update fixes an issue where the app's entire source code was included in the iOS version's files. Yes, really, I have no idea how that even happened. I'm guessing here, but if someone's got access to earlier versions of iOS apps, something like Nintendo Today prior to version 1.0.2, there's probably a pretty big chance that they can take a look at that Nintendo source code for the app. That could be really problematic for Nintendo. And for those who may not be aware, Nintendo Today is an app that has a calendar, it pushes news updates, it'll have Nintendo Switch 2 game tie-ins, and even more. And continuing to talk about Nintendo stuff, next up we're talking about the Nintendo Switch 2 and game prices. Game prices have been a huge point of contention. I mean, myself included, think that these game prices are a little bit too high. Anyways, here it seems that EU retailers share the same sentiment. And it's being reported that EU retailers are not following MSRP. Now, I'm not going to lie here. When I first saw this post, I thought it was satire, but John Cartwright is reporting Nintendo is listing DK physicals at 80 euros, and retailers are starting to list them at 60 euros instead. Now, unfortunately, I don't know if this is just a one-off thing or if it's localized to just a specific area or what's going on here. We'll have to wait and see moving forward, but I'm pretty sure Nintendo is aware of the contention behind their game prices. Now, I've seen a lot of different predictions and a lot of different speculations and opinions from analysts talking about this Switch 2 situation. Some out there are saying that the Switch 2 is going to be ultra successful and the pricing of everything is just going to set a new precedent for gaming. I've seen other people say that the Switch 2 is going to flop. It's too expensive, the games are too expensive, and already a lot of people own a Switch and Switch games. And they're not going to want to fork out the additional money to pick up a Switch 2 and all of the Switch 2 games that go with it. We'll have to wait and see on that one. I mean, we saw the flop with the Wii U versus the Wii and how popular the Wii was even into the Wii U's existence. I don't know about this one, but all I can say is for the price of the Switch 2 and even for the price of the games, I mean, you can still pick up something like a Steam Deck and a whole bunch of Steam games for a significantly cheaper price. And on top of that, yes, Steam games are digital, but at the same time, Nintendo Switch games are mostly going digital. Now, I could be wrong with that prediction. I could be very wrong, but it just seems that digital downloads are the preferred method for Switch 2 gaming. I mean, even take a look at what Nintendo has recently done with the lending out of digital games. On top of that here, Does It Play says something also very interesting. According to Nintendo's own support, the Switch 2 Enhanced Editions were false advertising during the Direct. After trying to nail them down for an answer, they confirmed to one of our followers, it's just Switch 1 cards with a code for the upgrade. No reason to buy them then. But let me know your thoughts about this one in the comments below. I mean, do you think the Switch 2 is going to be successful based on their pricing model? Do you think games are going to come down in price for the Switch 2? And do you think it's going to be a digital future for the Switch 2 as well? I guess on top of that, I'm assuming GTA 6 is going to be very expensive and may also help set the new precedent for higher prices for games. I mean, some food for thought here. GTA 6 is rumored to cost $100 or possibly even north of that. We'll have to wait and see. Next up here, we're talking about some potential spoilers for Donkey Kong Bonanza as well as Mario Kart World. If you want to avoid these spoilers, feel free to not check the internet for anything ever. But also feel free to just skip ahead in the timestamps. Everything should be timestamped in the video. If you're on board for hearing about some spoilers, well, stay tuned. So this post is up on Reset Era. I always call it Reset Era though. But anyways, this post is up on Reset Era. And if you wanted to learn more about it, like everything we talk about, links are in the description below right at the bottom. It seems as if Pauline is going to be in the game. The image on Nintendo Korea's website was taken down and replaced with something that doesn't have Pauline in it. So we're assuming here that Pauline will play a part in the game. Whether it's a big part or a small part is yet to be determined. But it does seem it's supposed to be some sort of surprise. And for Mario Kart World, this post is up on Reddit, and it says Rainbow Road has finally been found. It seems it will be unlocked later in game. We'll have to wait and see on that one, but if you're a fan of Rainbow Road and a fan of Mario Kart and you were planning on picking up Mario Kart World, well, you might be excited about this one. Next up here, we're talking about source code stuff again and talking about Microsoft, and Bill Gates has released the original Microsoft source code. I'm not joking with you. This code is super old. It's probably not even relevant anymore, but at the same time here, if you're interested in taking a look at it, again, like everything we talk about, links are in the description below at the bottom. And the source code is here in all of its glory. This is for the original Microsoft. Microsoft with a hyphen between micro and soft. And continuing to talk about source code, next up here we're talking about a very pleasant surprise, and a lot of people seem to be excited about it, and a lot of people are raising their eyebrows here. Anyways, NVidia has released the source code for PhysX and Flow. Not joking with you, this is up on GitHub in all of its glory. The latest version at the time of filming is Flow 2.2.0 and PhysX SDK 5.6.0. We'll have to wait and see what impacts this is going to have in the broader industry, but at the same time here, this was a very shocking move from NVIDIA. Now, I've seen a lot of different reactions to this one online, and there's a number of people saying that they think NVIDIA is putting this one out to the community to fix things for the 50 series GPU. We'll have to wait and see on that one, but I would say this is a good move forward for NVIDIA, and I just wish they open sourced more stuff. And speaking about open source stuff, next up we're talking about Wine, which stands for Subscribe to Mr. Sujano, or Wine is not an emulator, depending on how you wanted to interpret that. Anyways, here Wine 10.5 has released. They say they've added in support for larger page sizes on ARM64, Mono Engine updated to version 10.0.0, pairing support in the Bluetooth driver, Vulkan H.264 decoding, and even more. Next up, if you're a fan of Altered Beast and you're a fan of the NES, you might be a fan of this news here. So this is a brand new video up on YouTube, and again, like everything we talk about, link is in the description below at the bottom. It's called Altered Beast NES Arcade Edition. And the overall end result here, I would say, is a lot better than what I would have expected for the NES. This is a pretty cool port of sorts. Next up, we're talking about RomM, or ROM, which is a beautiful, powerful, self-hosted ROM manager, and ROM just got a brand new update. So at the time of filming, version 3.8.2 is the latest update for ROM, and they say here, if you're a fan of the emulator.js player, aren't we all, you're gonna love this update. We've completely rebuilt the save and save state integration, overhauling the UI and changing the mechanism to save and load both. Save state will always create a new state and send it to the server, so you don't have to worry about accidentally saving over your state. And load state opens a dialog and allows you to pick the state to load. They've re-enabled quick save and quick load. On top of that, there are now two ways to quit and save and quit. I can think of a third way, just turning off the PC and dealing with the consequences. Anyways, here, as the name suggests, save and quit will create a save state. There's some bug fixes and even more. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff. Actually, there may be a fluff at the very end of this video. You may want to pay attention to it because she's sleeping and snoring. Anyways, we talked about a bunch today. Feel free to discuss anything we talked about in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button. Check out my other videos. Don't tempt fate. Save your state, and I'll see you tomorrow.